if climate change was a Bollywood villain, whom it would be?
For me, it would be Mogambo.
I think it would be Gabbar.
I think it would be Ravan from Shah Rukh Khan's movie.
How many clothes you girls have?
My
I
God.
don't recycle, reuse. I take from my sisters, I
Yeah.
borrow it, I give it to them.
Wish I could have a lie detector.
Reusing, recycling is now coming back.
Like it is about doing small steps at a time. We cannot be like having breakfast and think like okay, let me reverse global warming today.
This attitude, like, कि देखा जाएगा यार, this is gonna take us down. Hi Jasleen.
Hi Karan.
Hi Jasleen.
क्या
Hi
पढ़ रही है?
Priyanka. I'm reading this book. It's on climate change.
कुछ देख ले, watch Netflix or something.
Look into reality. It's disastrous.
So you can have a little bit fun. We know it's disastrous.
Yeah,
but
you don't
can
need
have some
to
fun.
study always.
You can watch Patalo. I heard it's pretty good.
Oh my god. Seriously, guys.
Yes.
Come
Have some
on.
fun, Jasleen. Come on.
जो पढ़ रहा है ना उसे पढ़ने दे भाई.
Hi,
Hi, sir.
How are you?
We are
Yeah, good sir. How are you?
क्या डिस्कशन हो रही है?
I was reading this book on climate change and they are distracting me.
Why?
She
She
should
can
do
watch
something
something.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Why
is no joke here. Climate change is a big thing.
Yeah, it is big thing, but I think she should have a little fun.
But I think not only discussion, the implementation of all solutions have to be done. We are at that stage and age and Gen Zs. It's your world now.
Yeah, it
And you have to give it your on a rented agreement with God.
Right.
Should we start this topic if you're interested?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
can definitely
Let's do
do
it.
that. Yeah.
So what comes to your mind when you think or if you hear about climate change?
First thing that comes to my mind is melting glaciers,
Mm-hmm.
the drowning island Maldives.
In my mind, I think it's the LA wildfires. That's the hot topic for me.
A very fun things come in my mind when I think of climate change. It's like, a toxic relationship. There are red flags everywhere. It's going to end bad, but still we are like, okay, let's see where it goes,
So when you talk about disaster, is it always relationship?
No, sir, it's just a metaphor.
Chasing a
Yeah.
red flag.
That is the thing. We have to see कि अब time नहीं रह गया हमारे पास. It is about implementing. We need solutions and we need implementation of that. If we talk about any place, Australia is filled with wildfires.
Yes.
If we see every year 1 degree Celsius that it's increasing. So don't you feel कि हमें कुछ करना चाहिए? What do you think?
Yeah, I do feel we should do something, and even Gen Zs, they are more aware, and all the millennials, baby boomers, I feel they have done enough, and now it is time for Gen Zs to step up and do something for the society. What do you feel?
Yeah, I think this is the high time because we have only one planet. I think we cannot go to Mars and settle there and start a new life.
Exactly, like even when we are not the ones who did it, but we do have, we have inherited the responsibility to do something for it or solve it.
Yeah.
True.
So we need to do something.
And it's high time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
high time.
If I take this into a philosophical side, I believe human ego also plays a vital role.
True, sir.
True, sir,
Exactly.
true. Because humans are so relentlessly selfish, like for their own sake, they are doing these bad things. And like you can see these wars going on, international wars.
Israel, Gaza, Ukraine, Russia, with the leaders like Trump who says that मैं अभी बटन दबा दूंगा.
He has a button on his table.
Yes.
that
Table,
means take
yeah,
it.
and Kim Jong Un his neighbor.
Yeah.
So sometimes you feel that it's so tricky, and they talk about nuclear wars like it's just a joke, it's a piece of cake. Hiroshima and Nagasaki was one example where everybody feels a chill that still people are suffering because of the human ego or
Exactly.
that conquering mindset that we want everything. Imagine, a person having five cars. Imagine having five houses, and people in their house is just 4 people.
Yeah.
So I guess the main problem here is the neglection and all the हो जाएगा, देख लेंगे हम जो भी हो रहा है.
This attitude, like कि देखा जाएगा यार, this is gonna take us down. I
But
think that is the
whatever
main
is
reason.
happening, अब नहीं देखा जाएगा और
सब
seriously
मतलब अर्थ हमें देख लेगी और हम देखने लायक नहीं बचेंगे.
You see, like, you know, we Gen Zs, sir, we promote this sustainable fashion and,
Yeah.
you know, we are like pushing brands to do something. But then we won't resist from drinking our iced coffee from plastic cups, right? Hypocrisy in
Yes,
itself.
that's at another level.
Yeah.
There is a balance. We talk about the negative part and people littering around, but at the same time, people are concerned.
Yeah.
And it is not of agar if we talk in Punjabi or Hindi, people who do good are sometimes called bad things like, oh, ye to zyada actor ban raha hai. You know, you don't have to do this.
Yes, sir.
So, but then this is what we have to realize. What are we waiting for? Another tsunami, another earthquake? What are we waiting for? We want hints from the earth, and I'm telling you, if the earth gives a hint, we will not be able to take it.
Exactly, yeah.
we have seen like Delhi only have the 77% of drinkable water, the water that is pure. So I guess that is the hint that we are getting from the earth, and we
Yeah.
should look upon it.
And what about AQI?
I think small babies and old people, like their health is, it's been destroyed. I think Delhi is not a livable place for them because they are getting these disastrous disease that is affecting them in their health in a very bad manner.
Whenever we go from Chandigarh to Delhi, the first thing we saw entering the Delhi is that
Kure wala
Kure wala pahad.
Honestly, yeah.
So that is what image we are
And the
getting.
irony, you come from Shimla into Soli, from Chandigarh, and then you see
Another
first
pahad.
another pahad, which is
Yeah.
not good to see.
Exactly,
It's-
sir.
Yeah.
And like, how are you living there? So
And people are living, and you know, there are so many documentaries around them that they're facing and having those diseases which we've not even heard of.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And when you were talking about the kids, I believe the impaired lungs, you know, all the infants are getting born with that disease just because of the pollution. So don't you think that we have to take steps?
what I think is the first thing we should educate people. These are the things that should come from within. Like you have to know, literate people around you, your family, your friends. So like small baby steps, we can take baby steps and educate them. Like this attitude, चल देखा जाएगा यार, अगर मैं फेंक दूंगा तो क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? So I think this is the mindset that we need to change.
And sir, like it is about, you know, doing small steps at a time. We cannot be like having breakfast and, you know, think like, okay, let me reverse global warming today. That is
Yeah.
not possible.
True.
Small changes we start doing, like for example, going out for shopping. We take our own bag. How simple is that?
Yeah,
But it
exactly.
would make such an impact, you know.
True.
And I feel that change begins from within yourself. And we have seen like in our Chitkara only, we have this club of national social service. And so they are promoting all these things by the youth, and all the students are the part of this club. Even the president is also the student. So what do they do is we go to an adopted village of the Chitkara,
Right.
and there promote all these things, and you know, teach the students, the oldies there, that you should know, do all these things and create an awareness amongst them.
Yeah.
And other thing like I love about Chitkara is that Chitkara promotes carpooling. And have you seen like around the campus, we have worked on the sustainable energy. So we have solar
Panels, yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, that is the another thing.
And I feel like our university is already ahead of the game.
Yeah.
You see the AQI level, sir. It is different outside. It is different in the
Exactly.
university because of the greenery.
So I would
that is
love to know more about this because I was not aware about it. When we talk about, you know, people as well as universities and especially those social media influencers, what impact they can have right now, because social media is something everybody has,
Yes.
everybody is using 24/7. So, and it is, influencers are called influencers because they are
make
playing
it.
a vital role.
Right.
So I believe, how do you guys think that it is helping, or what steps should they take?
What niche was decided for influencer was to make a change, to create an awareness.
Right.
But nowadays, I don't feel there are much influencers who are creating a positive impact. Yeah, and we have this influencer in Australia. We were talking.
Yeah, so there are two guys in Australia. They work near the beaches. So like they pick up the litter from the beaches and also the industries which are around the beach. So you know, they release their waste into the sea and the water bodies. So what they do is they have placed some sort of nets so they can, you know, stop it before the waste enter the sea. So like that is a big thing, and I think that is a very good step. We can prevent the waste going into the water, so we can save marine life because they are also endangered. So we have littered so much, and so these are the things which come from inside. We are living in these big metropolitan cities, using cars every day. So every day, like if we commute by cars, with internal combustion engines, we are causing a lot of damage to the nature. And I think also the use of EVs, I think that's a good change. I have seen around.
True.
So I think
And you save a lot of money.
exactly.
Even the companies and all the industry, they are also getting into all these things.
I really think that the NGOs and the government is also doing a lot of initiatives, a lot of things. But do you think that they are enough? And if not, what should they do?
So I heard about this NGO. It's called IYCN, which stands for Indian Youth Climate Network. So they do campaigns and they aware people and they college tours. So I think that's a small step, and people do indulge. The people who are genuinely concerned they are very interested and they are contributing towards
And
this.
also mentioning, sir, we have this project in our marketing field. So wherein it is called Chitkara Mandi. So we have to go set up our stalls. So what we are supposed to do is we have to tie up with the NGO. It was amazing. Like they sell these pots and we got plants. So I mean, yes, NGOs are doing a lot. But the thing is that we also, have to give in some action and maybe contribute to it.
Right.
And apart from NGOs, we have seen these social media pages as well. They just post something about. I recently saw a campaign. It was in the Mumbai about cleaning the marine drive. You all know that it is so smelly.
Marine.
Yeah, so it was just a poster that uploaded, and we saw that over 500 people were there and they were cleaning, and most of them were youth.
Right.
So I feel, it's not just confined to NGOs. It is now being
Our responsibility as well.
responsibility as
Individually,
because we have to live here, I believe.
Exactly.
Right. And why only metropolitan cities get the news? I fail to understand. Don't you think that more and more solutions and more startups should join or startups should be there for such activities?
There's a brand called Oceanness. So what they're doing is they are taking out the plastic ocean.
Okay.
And they are making t-shirts and clothing apparel from that line. And I think that's such an innovative idea. Like he's taking the complete waste and converting into something that is so cool.
That is what all we need, sir. We are promoting
Yeah.
fashion, and that is just sustainable fashion.
Yeah.
It
So
is
that's so
yeah,
creative and
wonderful
cool.
for our generation, right?
So reusing, recycling is now coming back. You
But
know,
if I may ask,
Yeah.
reuse you said, right? How many clothes and quotes you girls have?
sir, I don't have much.
Oh my
I
God.
do recycle, reuse. I take from my sisters. I
Yeah.
borrow it. I give it to them. I promote all these things.
Wish I could have a lie detector.
I think we should ask them.
But
now.
no, sir. Yes, she's saying it all correct. Thrifting is in fashion.
Yeah.
It saves you
So
money
there
and
are
it gives
stores.
you new fashion statements each
Right.
day.
There are thrifting stores that we
Yeah.
can give the used products, used clothes or something,
Right.
and get exchange of it. Like we can buy from there, and even they give the cashbacks as well. if we
Maybe
want.
a business idea for all of us to start.
Yeah, if you are not using it, someone else can use it. So I think
True.
that's very cool.
True.
And even if we are talking about the fashion, we have the fashion themed Ramfox and all the Lakme Fashion
Yeah.
Week that was on the sustainability.
Hmm.
So these brands are also now doing their CSRs and being more aware about it.
So I love the conversations we had. But one more question which always is in my mind, that we hear about those big initiatives like Paris Agreement, COP. So are they really just big words, or do they really mean something, or help us improve the climate, or help us improve this climate change?
So talking about it, I feel, the whole idea was that countries came together and the idea was that till 2023 we are going to reduce the carbon emissions. But if you see it, do we really see it? It hasn't happened. So it feels like words to me, to be honest.
The
Yeah.
greenhouse gases, global warming. I don't feel there is a much of a difference. Like it was for to reduce the heat from 2 degree to 1.5.
1.5,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
But I think again, what she said is, I think those are the big words. Like they have tricked us, or because they have signed a treaty. But I don't think we have reduced the carbon emissions, or even we have reduced the temperature.
Because I mentioned it's a big word, don't you think they've done something?
They might have done something,
Uh-huh.
not to my knowledge, but I think like they might have taken some little bit initiative steps, but I think that's not for a long run.
I believe they do a lot of initiatives, but then there's a diplomacy when it comes to developing
Yes.
nations.
Yeah, so like there was this budget that was passed that it has to be this, there was certain percentage that is to be, blocked for the sustainable practices only. But we don't know where exactly that, budget
is
has
going.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put an RTI there, I believe. But at the same time, all these initiatives, they do make a noise when it comes to Greta Thunberg, if you've heard of.
Yeah.
That girl is of your age. Maybe when she started and when she became famous, she was 15, 16 most probably. I may be wrong. But then at that age, you are so confident to share about your thought processes, to tell the world that this is what we require. And dear humans, stop, or otherwise you're gone.
Yeah.
So if climate change was a villain, maybe a Bollywood villain, whom it would be?
For me, it would be Mogambo because even that used all the resources, exploited the resources.
Amrish Puri Sahab.
Yeah.
I think it would be Gabbar. As you know, the climate change, it is menacing, and Gabbar was menacing.
Have a complete different point of view. I think it would be Ravan from Shah Rukh Khan's movie. Humans were the one who created it,
Right.
but if that was successful, it would have been the end
That's
of
a
the
great
world.
answer.
Yeah.
Right, and I believe I would again go with Amrish Puri because I remember his dialogue "Dil jale."
Yes.
तो दिल जले के जगह हमने आग ही लगा दिया, हर जगह जला दिया हमने through our human ego, which you discussed.
Yes, sir.
Which is harder, convincing people to switch off the lights or convincing people to recycle? Why?
Wow, sir, that's something we really need to think on.
That's a
I
tricky one.
think it would be easy to convince them to switch off the lights because
Do you think your parents do agree on that? Or maybe parents do that, but I believe kids don't do it.
Like they are too lazy to even switch off the lights.
So I believe recycling is better because we recycle our clothes and poly bags,
but it is still harder than that, I guess.
Yeah.
both of them is harder.
But I think turning off the lights can be a genuine answer here. But the preference that we have to take is, guys, please do recycle.
Yeah, and I believe you should create awareness that both things should be done
Yeah.
simultaneously because again we don't have much time.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, right. So if you had to give Wi-Fi to save endangered species, maybe for a month, I'll not say for life. So would you do that?
Oh my god.
That is so tough.
Without
real.
internet?
I
Seriously?
think I can do it if you guys give me some good car magazine.
Even I would only do it because it is so important to save the endangered species, but also then I would
so
also
important to save the
it's
species.
important, but also I would also want something in
Yeah,
return.
you're now feeling you're that superhuman just by sacrificing 1 month of Wi-Fi. Very
I can
nice.
sacrifice my Wi-Fi until and unless I get to go a good destination.
Oh,
And,
Jasleen has it all
So
planned.
there is always pros and cons.
And I've seen all the questions when I was asking, you were all saint that this can be done, that can be done, we do this, and now your true colors are coming. So, would you rather live in a place where there's no air condition or where there's no cars, maybe?
Yeah, I would not want to give up any of either of them, right?
I can give up the car.
Yeah,
I can,
I think
it's
I can give up
for
the
my
air
fitness as well.
conditioning because if I'm living in a place somewhere breezy and chilly, so yeah, I think I would definitely give up the AC.
No, but
So that is as per your preference, no? In the chilly
Wait.
only.
No, okay. If you say I have to live in Rajasthan with no AC, so that's a tough one. But I think I'll manage it.
And to tell you factly, Jaipur, especially when I went there, their nights are much better
Yes, I want that, sir.
than Delhi or any other place. What's one thing you've done, one green thing you've done that made you feel like an environmentalist for a day?
On my last birthday, my mom took me to a nursery. So she bought couple of saplings and she made me plant them in the flower pots, and it did make me feel good, and I thought like, yeah, this is good, and I felt like environmentalist.
Wow,
I've
Karan.
done planting. Yeah.
That's amazing. I don't have a solid answer like him, but I tried to do one thing that I went for shopping, okay, and then suddenly it came to my mind, okay, I'm not going to, take that plastic bag. So I was like, okay, what I'll do, and then I forgot to take my own bag as well. So what I had to do is I had to carry all the groceries in my hand, but eventually they dropped. So I did feel like an environmentalist for one time, but then
Yeah,
it
for a
didn't really
second.
work. Yeah, it didn't really work out.
So what I do is, not for a day, I mean, that is my habit. Whenever I go out, I take a glass water bottle with me, along with me. And rather than buying the plastic water bottles, I refill it and,
Right. And that's a good initiative.
Stanley Cup.
no.
Jasleen is
You
already
guys and your
environmentalist.
brand that's we can't help it. But anyways, so one challenge if you would like to give to your friends here, that can help the environment maybe.
Guys, start recycling. That's the main thing I can say. And reuse as well. So that would be my answer to you guys. So as much as recycling you can do or reuse the thing, so that would be my answer.
I have a very simple for this one. जब तुम लोग चार्जर यूज करते हो, just unplug it. I mean that is going to save you electricity bill and save the energy too. Yeah.
For me, it is the carpooling. I mean, we are traveling, the office, the employers, the employees, even us Gen Zs, we are just, driving one person in the car. So we should be doing, sharing.
Yes.
Like Ola has started the sharing cabs as well. So
And Jasleen, you mentioned Gen Z's like the nth time. I believe you are just always about your own. You're quite selfish, I've seen. Brand ambassador of Gen Z's. And not considering millennials and boomers. But I believe and I would love if you guys would, change your lifestyle a bit. Maybe not sacrifice Wi-Fi for endangered species, but at the same time, just focus that yes, what steps you said. Maybe, unplugging the charger, using those bottles, glass bottles, and then doing all the stuff which can create small impacts. Which will help. But thank you very much, everybody, and thank you for your insights which you've given. But I hope that there's just not those big words, and you guys will implement it in
Yes,
your
sir.
And we
lifestyle.
had a fun conversation. Like,
Yeah, we loved it,
it was
thank you, sir. They both were just, gonna make me watch
Yeah.
another Netflix series as
I was
well.
standing there and I was seeing that they
I
are coming to
promise
this.
more sustainability and less Netflix.
But I'm still not going to read the book, but maybe do it in practical.
पर वो पातालोक में था क्या?
I don't know.